family. If you're in or near Columbia, South Carolina, you've got to visit the House of Hathor, located at 6319 North Main Street. Open Tuesday through Saturday, it's your one-stop shop for African clothing, African masks, natural soaps, incense, candles, jewelry, and more. Plus, they've got a beautiful event space. Owned and operated by Baba Rutaski and Mama Neterma Canute. When you support the House of Hathor, you support the culture. When you support the House of Hathor, you support the movement. When you support the House of Hathor, you support the people.
Greetings. Hotep, peace and power, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to the House of Hathor's Libation, Liberation Lifestyle Ceremony. That we come to you this day with the message from our ancestors that continues to be the foundation of life that exists within us as well as without us. That our values, our interests, and our principles that governs our thoughts, words, and our actions continues to be the revitalization of our ancestors through our actions that we commit, submit, and admit ourselves to. So let us bring the ancestors forward into our daily lives. Let them always know that we have never forgotten them, and that we still need them, and that we still venerate them and acknowledge their existence within us as well as without us. We call upon our ancestors far and near, fathers and mothers of our fathers, mothers and fathers of our mothers, to bear witness to all that we have done. And it is by your example that you continue to inspire us towards reclaiming our ancestral minds, regenerating our ancestral spirit, liberating our families, our homes, and our communities, and restoring our greatness as a people. We pour libation to bring into our midst your venerable ancestral spirit, radiating your great wisdom, your courage, your dedication, and your unyielding commitment to victory by any means necessary. It is in the honor of our Creator, our great ancestor of all ancestors, our mothers and fathers, our sisters and our brothers, our children and their children, our grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, our aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, and elders of the community, that we pour this libation in your honor. In the honor of our Creator, our great ancestor of all ancestors, and the various manifestations of the Creative Spirit, we pour libation. Ashe. For our esteemed ancestors, who laid the foundation for human civilization, and who provides the wisdom to which we live and the models by which our lives are guided, we pour libation. Ashe. And for our esteemed ancestors, who suffered the atrocities and the horrors of our Ma'afa, but yet demonstrated the victorious power of the ancestral spirit by maintaining their dignity no matter the cost, we pour libation. Ashe. And for our esteemed ancestors who survived and made it possible for us to be here today, that we continue the fight of our ancestral liberation and our vindication, we pour libation. Ashe. And finally, for our children and their children and future generations of our ancestors to come, that they too in their time will vindicate our race from all adversaries, and that they will continue to imprint upon the world the great genes of our ancestral humanity, we pour libation. Ashe. May your venerable spirit engulf this occasion to reaffirm our ancestral canity. It is done. Our great ancestor of all ancestors is satisfied. Ashe. 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 Dua Neter. So we say, Hotep, peace and power to you all, my brothers and sisters, this day. And that the ancestors that continues to work with us, that they continue to work within us, and that they continue to work without us. As we continue to live, love, and learn our processes of life. And our processes, all of the processes of our lives, all of the energy, the spirit, and the soul, that we are interdependent, interconnected, interrelated, and that we interact with it each and every day, that we have the breath of life. And the breath of life and we're talking about this today, my brothers and sisters, we're talking about the heart of our existence, that the breath of life is energized from. You see, the heart and the breath simultaneously works together, along with all the other organs and vessels and arteries that are within us. The heart is where our truth resides. Our heart is where our strength comes from. Our heart is where the ancestors and our Creator, the great ancestor of all ancestors, it all dwells within the heart of our existence. There is nothing that can exist within us, internally, intangibly, and infinitely, without the spirit and the heart. The heart is what makes this vessel, that makes this temple, this altar, this institution, this industry and environment that we dwell within. The heart is what makes everything functions. And that is where our memory is stored. That is where our energy is stored. And that is where the spirit of the essence of life that dwells within us, it resides in the heart. The heart is where our memory, where we remember ourselves, we put ourselves back together again through the heart of our existence. And that is where the ancestor concentrates all that they possess within themselves, because they know that the heart is where everything that we need, everything that is provided, everything that the body needs to exist comes from the heart. It is the major muscle that we have that continues to pump the blood within the vessel, the altar, and the temple of our existence. And when we want to go through any gateway, any type of spiritual gateway, any type of mental gateway, any type of emotional gateway, any type of ancestral gateway or physical gateway, it resides through the heart. And we must protect it at all costs, because our heart, it listens to our words, to our thoughts, and it provides us the energy to give action to everything that we give our intentions towards. And that means that our intentions through the brain and through the spirit, the heart provides the energy that we're asking it to give us so that we can do the work that we are required to do. The heart is the gateway. It is the major gateway that we have that opens up all other gateways that we want to go to. So when we want to go to the emotional gateway, then the heart provides us the energy to go to that particular emotional gateway. When we want to go to the mental gateway, then the heart provides the energy and the veins and the artery so that we can get to that mental gateway. And then the heart also provides the energy for us to go to the spiritual gateway. When we want to go to our ancestors, and it provides us the gateway so that we can go to the ancestors and we can speak to our ancestors, and our ancestors can speak to us. The heart provides that energy, that flow of life in us so that we can get to our ancestors. And the heart provides the energy, the strength, so that the vessel can do the work that it is required to do for ourselves and for our ancestors, so that we can be reflective as well as projective in our energy, in our strength, in our mental fortitude, in our emotions, because the emotion is only the energy, the energy that is provided in order for us to do the work. That is all the emotion is supposed to be there for. But because of our spirit of discernment, we have the ability to respond to what has been given to us, to do the work, or if we choose not to do the work. And that is why we have the spirit of discernment on us, so that we can choose to do what we are required to do, or even if we choose not to. But then there are natural consequences for us doing the work or choosing not to do the work. So we are the vessels, we are the altar and the temple of the ancestors, that we have the choice. We have the choice to whether or not we want to do the work or we don't want to do the work. And when we show our ancestors whether or not we want to use our heart in a specific way that has already been designed for us to do it, but if we go against that, then the ancestors have a way of bringing to us our truth to ourselves to let us know that you're not doing what you have been designed to do. And when you decide to go that route, then the ancestors already have somebody in place that will come after us, that will fulfill the destiny that we were chosen to do, but we're choosing not to. We are the chosen ones. Each of us are the chosen ones that have already been anointed, blessed, or ordained to do the work that we have been chosen to do. But we have to answer that call. We have to submit, commit, and admit to our ancestors that we are willing to answer the call to be the chosen ones and do the work that we are required to do. And our heart is where everything resides. And each of us have a specific intention, even in our blood. That is why man has been very particular about letting us know about the blood types. The B positive, the B negative, the A positive, the A negative, the O positive, the O negative, the AB positive, the AB negative. Each of those blood types have an intention that has been placed on the blood. And there is only certain things that you can do with that blood. There is only certain things that you're supposed to be eating based on your blood type. Because your blood type tells you exactly what you can eat and how it strengthens you to do the work that you are ordained and anointed to do. That is all through the heart. Your blood type is your code. It gives you everything that you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to bring inside of yourself so that your internal, your intangible, and your infinite can work properly for the vessel, for the temple, for the altar of your existence. Your blood type tells you everything. And as we continue to learn as much as we're supposed to learn to do the work that we are required to do, then we also become very astute in what it is that we have to place within our bodies to do that work that we are required to do. And our ancestors will guide us. They will give us everything that's required, and life and nature will provide everything for us as well. But we have to make sure that we are doing the work, that we are researching within ourselves what is for us and what is not for us. That is from the mental aspect, that is for the emotional aspect, that is for the spiritual aspect, and that is also for the physical and the ancestral aspects of ourselves. Those are all of the dimensions that we can flow in all at one time. The physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the ancestral dimensions of ourselves. And they all reside in us at one time, and they can all simultaneously work together through the heart. Everything happens through the heart. And so as we continue to navigate ourselves through all of these dimensions of ourselves, those are the 5 major dimensions of ourselves that we operate in simultaneously. And the heart is the way through it. The heart is the only place that we can go through internally, intangibly, and infinitely to go through all of those dimensions of ourselves. And so we have to take care of that heart. We have to make sure that we are breathing properly. We have to make sure that we are eating properly. We have to make sure that we are living properly so that we can simultaneously live in every dimension at one time. Because we only have one sense. We don't have a sense, a vision sense, a hearing sense. We have one sense that everything operates within. That is why the blind can still feel and hear and see. They can tell you what visions that they're having because they envision first before there is an outer vision. Everything, each one of us has one sense that we're operating in. We have one heart that we're operating in. And we're operating in that one sense, that one heart, through one dimension in several dimensions within ourselves that we can operate in at one time. And it is only through the heart that it is given to us. Our ancestors are operating through us, through the heart of our existence. That is where the soul resides. That is where the spirit resides. That is where our infinite space of life itself operates through our heart. So we give thanks to you for being a part of this libation ceremony this day, my brothers and sisters. And that as we continue to live, love, and learn our processes, and each of us has our processes that we have to make sure that we're living in. And it will interconnect with everything that dwells within you. So we say peace and power to you all this day. Continue to live, love, and learn your processes of life. And no one can take your processes from you because you have already been anointed and ordained through the ancestors and through our great ancestor of all ancestors, our creator that have given life to us, the breath of life. Live, love, and learn and appreciate. Submit, admit, commit yourself to the ancestors so that you may live abundantly with your prosperity, whatever that is for you, and that you can live liberated, free through the ancestors. We leave you now with a cleansing prayer that we all need to be absolved and cleansed and detached from all negative energies that we absorb throughout our days. Peace and power to you all, and ashe to our ancestors. O great ancestor of all ancestors, we call upon you this day that you will cleanse us of all negative energies that surrounds us, that you will break all work of negative magic that is against us, that you will take away from us all envy, evil, bad luck, and invincible enemies, and that you will bring protection, peace, and prosperity into our lives, into the lives of our children, our children's children, and our children's children's children, into the lives of our families, our homes, and our communities. We now lovingly and peacefully retrieve our energy from all that we have communicated with. We send them their energy back and any energy or energies attached to them. We now cleanse, clear, close, and lock all gates, portals, and access points in the spirit of our ancestors and in the spirit and in the energy of our Creator, the great ancestor of all ancestors. Ashe, 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 Ashe.